Hello and welcome. I'm the Restless Kaiser.
I'm James Workshop.
But together we are Modelling for Advantage.
Oh, kind of.
So you're the only man I know that's actually quite into the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
Which until recently could also have been called 7th edition.
Yeah.
That's no longer the case.
With a quite large handful of rules changes, but yes.
Yeah.
There were already differences between the Horus Heresy and 7th edition when 7th edition went away.
Right.
They just made them more.
They made them more.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a bit of a redo.
Definitely, yes. So I would say 1st edition Horus Heresy was basically 7th edition. 2nd edition added tons of stuff, and I haven't played it. So,
Oh, really?
I like 1st edition.
Right, okay. So this is Saturnine Age of Darkness. Saturnine is the new launch box. There's been a little bit of criticism of it online, but let's find out whether it's worth the money for the models that you get. Do you want to tell them what comes in the box before
good
we
idea.
reveal
Right.
it?
So, inside this box you will find everything you need to raise a mighty army in the name of the Emperor of Mankind, or the treacherous War Master Horus.
Obviously, Team B is the choice there.
Yeah. Age of Darkness, so the 352-page 3rd edition hardback rulebook. Plastic tactical status and objective tokens.
That we weren't expecting.
That's interesting. Rules references, dice, scatter dice, templates, introductory rules, and a construction guide, as is to be expected. Includes 50 Citadel miniatures.
50.
A Saturnine Praetor, so those are the new guys. The big maximum pauldrons.
Oh, yeah, Maximus.
Maximum pauldrons.
Yeah.
Your Eggmen.
It's so visible, reminiscent of the Fifth Element guys with the tiny heads.
I wonder which direction that is, though. I wonder if...
Fifth Element's later than this.
Yes. So I wonder if the people from Fifth Element saw Warhammer 40k and were like, I like that.
Robots with tiny heads.
So a Saturnine Praetor. A Praetor is a captain. A Saturnine Centurion. A Centurion is a lieutenant, more like. In Mark II power armor, so it's the Mark II box. A Saturnine Dreadnought, which is a brand new thing. Never been mentioned before.
Oh, never mentioned before?
Nope, Saturnine Dreadnoughts were not a thing
Just
until
like we're really leaning into the big shoulder pad thing.
Yeah, maximum pauldron. One Arachnide quad accelerator platform.
That's like a tarantula battery in the Horus Heresy.
It's a flat gun.
It's beep, beep, beep. Yep.
6 Saturnine Terminators. 40 Legionaries in Mark II power armor. And 2 sets of disintegrator weapons, which aren't brand new. In fact, they're very old. But they are new in a, you can take lots of infantry with them.
Oh, right, okay.
The previous example, we had a disintegrator gun.
Yeah.
Was the first ever Space Marine that got modded.
Oh, he had a disintegrator gun.
He had a combi disintegrator gun, I think.
Nice.
And then when they remade that model for the 30th anniversary or something, there's our next example of a disintegrator gun.
Right.
So it's not brand new. In fact, it's as old as Space Marines. However, this is the first time you've seen them in any actual amount.
Right.
To my knowledge.
There we go. All right. Well, let's get it open. Because I assume there's just going to be a mountain of sprue sat on a box topper and then a hardback rulebook. Ooh, so this is nice.
That's lovely.
As opposed to the whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah, but you can't whip your mates anymore, which is very key.
No.
You can't put a bit of string across
could
it
paddle
and shoot
them.
each other. You could. You could.
It's just reminiscent of a massive Twix. It's not 2 rulers, though. I mean, it could be. There's actually a plug here.
Yeah.
So it is extendable.
Yeah.
It makes me feel quite technical.
It does.
Like a slide rule.
Yeah. I mean, that used to be tape measures, didn't it? Just some bits of wood hinged together as an extension. So that's pretty much the same thing.
Excitingly, also,
retro look.
is they've worked out that the 1 on the 13 will disappear, so it's printed here. Each of these rulers is actually 13 inches long because you lose an inch with the log, and the 1 of the 13 is there. And although it's printed 13, that will disappear.
It will lock into each other, won't it, as an inch? That's really clever.
That's nice.
Well done,
I like that. Although I like the whippy sticks more.
I do prefer the whippy sticks.
And
For one, you get 2 of them in the box.
Yeah. This reminds me, what was that other 10mm game that we looked at? Wayland Games' game.
Oh, God.
Dystopian Wars, their new infantry game. That had a collapsible one, but it was in 4 parts.
It was.
This is cool.
That's very fun. Okie dokie.
And then...
Lots of sprues.
Should we organise forward so they can see?
All the way?
Mountain of sprues.
And that goes...
How deep? Let's dig them out.
All deep.
All deep, all the way to the bottom.
Yeah, baby. Well, we've got the box topper, so I can level it.
So I put the RRP up on the screen, but that's how much plastic you get, which, for Games Workshop standards, is probably good value. However, the quality may vary.
Okay, we'll come back to that, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is beautifully well represented in this box.
Yes.
They've got the rule book and the...
sealed with a loving kiss.
Yep, sealed with the War Master's symbol itself.
Oh, it is the Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they didn't put it in the instruction manual.
And the instruction manual didn't fit. Is that a massive decal sheet?
That might be a massive decal sheet. That is a massive decal sheet.
Massive.
Which covers... actually, not that much. We'll look at it very shortly.
Yeah.
Let's grab this out and grab this out.
And then underneath the wings...
These bases, I'm guessing.
Dices.
And bases.
Oh, look, you got a scatter dice, James. You do love a scatter dice.
And lots of bases.
There's enough... There's a little bit of weight to these. They're not cracker dice, but they're not much better. This is presumably for your I Love Shoulder Pads Dreadnought.
That's the one.
Which we'll come back to later.
Yeah, it was different in the 80s. Introductory rules and miniatures construction guide. So...
Are they using the proprietary ruler in the pictures?
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Is that an unpainted miniature in a Games Workshop picture?
Yeah, they didn't paint the ruler. People painted the Kill Team rulers.
They did, and I'm sure they still will. With this one as well. Yeah.
It's grey plastic. It needs at least priming.
It does need at least priming. They don't want to make it too complicated to get into the game. It's just these Saturnine Terminators, which will be 100 parts per model.
Yes. Not in these kits, I reckon. Not. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is literally the basics of. So the wound table, it's not the same.
Oh, you can always wound on sixes now. There's no such thing as
No, you can't always wound on sixes.
always wound on sixes.
No, I mean it's not the same as standard Warhammer. It's one strength better is better. Yes, as opposed to more or double, which has been simplified. Same with
hit. Well, that's always just.
So you also still oppose weapon skills in melee, which I really miss.
Yeah, loads of stuff for this. So the new stuff for this edition is, although they haven't got it in the basic thing here, they've got like a basic profile, and this doesn't have the new cool and intelligence and all that stuff built into this profile here.
Right.
So they've got.
They're all Space Marines. They probably all have the same numbers, and then you've got your instructions.
Yeah, lots of, as usual, very good instructions, I'm sure.
Yeah, and again, color coding which bits you glue to where.
No spoilers. Oh, there might be something else in the back. I doubt it, though. It's just instructions. Yeah, it's just instructions from that point onwards.
Just instructions.
Lovely. Shall we open up the little parcel?
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, there's a silence that's come upon the room.
The first time I seen them doing this envelope thing, was that in the... No, they've done it with a few of the recent ones, haven't they? Oh. Look at how thick that rule book is. That's a beast.
Oh. It's a pleasing girth to that.
An inch and a half. I tell it's got some girth. It's wider than mine, I tell you.
As it should be.
Idiot sheets.
Yeah, idiot sheets.
This
and there's
is the
two
menu.
of them, as there always should be two of them. And I will compliment them on doing something that everyone should do.
There's two idiot sheets.
And they're not just double-sided. There's so much going on in this game.
There's the morale sub-phase.
Yep. Excellent.
Yes.
And these are the markers that you're going to need, the tactical status markers. So previously, if your unit was pinned, and pinning happens a lot, you just have to remember. But I guess they started putting...
Whereas now you got pinned, pressed, stunned and routed.
Yep.
Because you've got all these different morale phases.
God, look at that thing.
Yes, reserve sub-phase. Core challenge gambit. Seize the initiative, flurry of blows, test the foe.
Yeah. This game has a lot.
You can grandstand, you can feint, you can withdraw. Always advisable.
Always advisable.
They're quite popular these days.
You shouldn't feint and withdraw either.
No, you shouldn't feint and withdraw. All right, yeah, nice. All right.
That's a gorgeous book as it should be.
It's beautiful.
Oh my God.
Now, let's just have a quick...
Oh my God.
There's a real danger with books of that size, especially because it's on photographic paper as well, which it is, isn't it?
Yep.
Is that it's too heavy for its moorings. Let's have a look. It is...
A librarian has arrived.
It looks like it's stitched.
Yeah.
Looks like it's stitched. But fundamentally, by the way, if you don't know, a book is held, the book block, sorry, I'm pointing at the wrong end, you can't see, the weight of all these pages, although they're stitched together in leaves here along the spine, what keeps it in the covers is just this bit of paper that's glued here, which is why they'll go there and then the whole thing will tear out.
And the spine will flop off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to tear. Again, this is just a piece of paper here, fundamentally, with a board. So I'd be super nervous about putting this through too much effort. I think it's very likely to be too heavy.
Right.
Just the weight of it. For this, like in a bag or something, because once you get a micro tear there, that's it. It's had it.
Surely you just replace that bit of paper, and put a bit of.
Well, then you have to glue over it,
right?
But you can do.
Could you not just put a bit of like tape with some reinforcement in it across there?
Yeah, it becomes quite ugly though.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
works though.
Yeah, I would be
Okay,
I would be a little bit careful with it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine held on a bookshelf.
Yeah,
It's it moving around like this. That'll be the problem because once it's got a tiny tear in it, it will. And it's not very practical for taking with you.
It's so chunky that it's self-destructive.
It's a beast of a book. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
So,
but don't blame how the book has been made. There's nothing wrong with the way the book has been made. It just inherently is too big for what it's trying to do.
What I'm wondering a little bit is, does this have any profiles in it? So can you have this book and play games, or do you need one of the, like, they have Liber books, I think they're called, which is
codices.
Kind of codices, yeah. But is there a version of the game that can be played straight out of this book? I'm guessing.
Well, there were stats in
with
the
that.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And that very much had, which I was surprised to see that it had getting started info, because it's not really an introductory game.
Oh no, this is a super complex game. Yeah, intentionally so is my understanding as well. Yeah, when they made new Warhammer for 8th edition, they kept this in the rule set that it had because they thought that people who wanted to play a more complicated game were happy with that.
Yeah,
and it turned out they were probably right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a little get started guide with some profiles in it. So you can play out of the box a simplified version of the game.
And then you can read that 400-page book.
Yeah. And buy another 2 books if you want to play the 2 forces that are in this box.
Yeah. So I think we often, because we're more serious gamers, I think we often make the mistake of thinking that the only way a game is played is at that higher level. But as someone who works with kids and runs gaming clubs for kids, I can tell you that having a codex isn't nearly as important to you as it is to them. And that I think that these games are played in many different ways with varying degrees of, like you and I were looking at that saying they've got no stats. And whereas I can look at that starter booklet and say, well, there are some stats in there and I can just infer the rest.
There's enough.
there's enough to play with.
Yeah.
Now, there isn't to play on a competitive level, but there is if you just play once a month with your brother Steve.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think is a much bigger part of the hobby than we ever give credit.
Everything in this box has a profile.
Right. There we go.
So, yeah. Perfect.
We're going to take a short break while we work out what all of these sprues are, sort them out into piles, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of plastic here, James. Can I take the book?
Yeah.
So that I can look at the destructions of the sprue. Where do you want to start? You want to start from the biggest down to the smallest, or do you want to? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's organise it by force organisation chart.
Okay, let's
start with those.
So we'll start with the tokens.
Yeah.
A surprise inclusion.
Paper tokens is the standard, right?
Paper tokens is the standard. They printed these in plastic. It's great. There's also some objective tokens here, which look like they might be about 40 mil.
Yeah.
Or 30. They're about the right.
Flip it over. 40 should be what it is. So interestingly, they're only marked with 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Which is probably the amount of points they're worth, off the top of my head.
It's not that you have 3 objectives. No, because we've got more than one copy of one. We've got
So I think objectives at the end of the game can be worth differing amounts of points.
So we've actually got 8 objective markers here with numbers 1 to 3 on them, and they're double-sided.
What I wonder is, they're not. I don't even know if we have a 40mm round base in this. I wonder if they fit inside a 40mm round base so that you can like hide it under an objective for the amount of points that it's worth.
Oh. What are the Terminator bases like?
That's a 50. The Terminators are on 50s, I think.
In which case, they're all Terminators in this box that are not infantry.
There's a 40. Don't mind me going on.
You got a rat ogre.
It's a space wolf. I wonder if that fits quite nicely inside there.
More than nicely. So they're actually smaller than.
They're smaller than the size of an objective would be.
Yeah. So you could cap it.
That's very fun.
Maybe that's what it is. Although there's So then there's these other status markers.
So for when you're pinned or suppressed or any of these other things.
But they're also double-sided and have values on the back.
Oh. No idea.
No idea why. Just in case you end up needing numbers. So it's nice. It's a nice thing to see this, that they've done this.
Definitely. Can paint them to match your army.
Exactly. And it is a 2025, so they have built this for this. So I was wrong in saying that they'd give you the AdMech ones.
Okay, yep.
When you think about when you talk to games companies, when you actually get to sit down with them and talk about like what it is that costs about, it is getting it is tooling for the sprues that costs the money. So the decision to do this is quite impressive because they're going to spend a lot of money on it.
Yeah. They definitely could have done double-sided card like they normally do, and it would have been totally fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I guess in the scale, Games Workshop are on a different scale, though, aren't they? So to them, maybe the tooling isn't a big cost. Maybe to them, the fact that cardboard got more expensive is a bigger deal.
Than the 10 grand it's going to cost them to make this. Or they're going to be making 20,000 of these damn things, aren't they, rather than 1,000 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, anyway, an interesting inclusion. Nice to see. I love the fact that you can paint them, like you say, to make them in the style of your own army. So you said force organisation chart was the way to go.
Let's start at the top and work our way down.
Which is the big boss man, right?
Yeah, so we have the biggest of boss man. It is a double sprue. I don't remember the last time I saw a sprue attached to a half sprue, actually directly attached to it. That's quite interesting.
They did that with the bikes in Warhammer. So they do that. And so he is a Mark II Centurion. No.
This is the Praetor in Saturnine armor.
Praetor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Praetor is... what's the one above a captain these days? There's the
chapter master.
Chapter master. It's between a captain and a chapter master.
Okay.
Yeah, because the legions are so much larger,
so much bigger,
so much extra space for the command structure.
Yeah.
That this is between those things. So a Praetor leads will probably lead multiple battalions.
Okay.
Yeah. In military terminology.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the Romans, a Praetor would probably have a legion.
A legion, yeah. So, yeah.
More than one legion, it's probably a consul. The word Saturnine is used all over this play. All over this. Do we know why? What's Saturnine from Saturn?
I actually don't know why it's called Saturnine armor. That's a very good question. I've absolutely no idea why it's called that.
Because it's called Mark II and Saturnine.
Yeah. So Mark II is this one. So the infantry are all in Mark II, and then the Terminators are in Saturnine. They're marks of armor, basically.
Yeah.
I don't actually know. I know that Vulcan was the person who brought it back, like it was a thing, like a prototype, and then Vulcan was like, "This is great."
Is Vulcan a moon of Saturn?
Maybe. I think it's called Saturnine because somebody in about 1988 thought it was a really fun name.
Yeah.
And now they're having to backtrack on whatever the reasoning is.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the new in-universe reason for this existing is because this is brand new and I haven't looked at it yet.
Magic.
I bet it's in this book.
Now, speaking of Vulcan, this guy's got a massive hammer.
Which can also be a massive axe.
Oh, it could also be the axe. It's axe or hammer. You go hammer. If you're playing Warhammer, you go hammers.
See, I'm Death Guard, so the axe fits way better with the kind of aesthetic that my army has.
With the aesthetic that you're looking for.
Or I would probably chop it off, turn it around, and make it a giant size.
That is 3 inches long.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
That is 3 inches long.
About 2.5 inches to 3, yeah. Yeah, they're massive.
He's got, so when the model is built, I'm just looking at it, the instructions are pretty good. You can see there you got the option there. Is he does have that kind of classic vanity skirt that's hanging down from his loincloth.
Yeah, he's got something dangling to cover his danglers.
To cover his danglers.
If you flip over the page as well, there's 2 different ways that the model can be built. Oh, it doesn't show you in there. Okay, there's 2 slightly different ways that it can be posed, with the heads turning in a different direction and the weapons in different hands, off the top of my head.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Yes, so you're either standing with it, like at attention, which looks like the most comfortable way of holding it.
Yeah.
But there is an alternative posing in here, which has it in the opposite hand held.
He's got like an open hand, like he's having a conversation.
Yeah. Which suggests that you probably could not kit bash, but you probably could choose to have one of these mighty weapons in each hand.
In theory.
For your own purposes. They probably can't do that in game.
Well, you never know.
But you could probably pose the model that way if you chose to. Because one's a left and one's a right hand. It's got to work. Yeah. It's got to work like that, right?
So the Oh, okay. So if you want the axe, it has to be in its left hand. If you want the hammer, it has to be in its right hand because the hand is part of the weapon.
Yes.
The best way to do it, really.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes, that's definitely the case.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
And then the plasma blaster fits on the outside of the glove. This guy's pretty well tooled up.
Extremely well tooled up, as you.
And it looks so much
a walking tank.
Cooler than Gravis armor.
Yeah. And the Centurions.
Yeah, although
more what they're scaled for. I think.
Like all of this Saturnine stuff is a tiny little head surrounded by massive pauldrons.
It's still a Space Marine head in there.
It's still a regular sized Space Marine head.
I think it might actually be slightly larger than a Space Marine head because it's got that extra like piping around the outside of the head. Looking at it on the sprue, and they've gone for a Mark IV-ish style for it, I would say.
Right, most of this stuff says it's Mark II.
Well, I'm just looking at the styling. Yeah, it's not specifically any type of armor. I think there's one here which looks most like a Mark II, but they've gone for a bit of variety. What all my brain is doing is can I fit a beaky helmet in it?
Can I fit a beaky helmet in it? You might do, but he might be like, it's a bit chin up.
It'll be fine.
His beak would have to go upwards to stick out.
I'm not interested in beaky anyway.
No.
Death Guard never used it.
You also seem to get some massive, so rather than, what do they call them, like the Rosetta? Purity Seals.
Purity Seals, yeah.
Rather than Purity Seals, they got like Roman gongs. This guy's just got some horse brass hanging from him, which presumably is the same kind of thing, same kind of idea. Yeah,
definitely. I think it'll probably fit in quite well with the Mark II armour as well if they've gone in that direction with it. There's a bit of that aesthetic, although the Roman aesthetic is just Ultramarines, really.
Is it? There's a thing called legions with praetors.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the Roman thing is quite heavily influencing
the Roman naming influence is definitely there. But.
The helmet crests are pretty Roman looking.
Yeah. But if you aren't playing Ultramarines, you normally choose not to put them on.
Oh, really?
It's a very Ultramarine aesthetic.
It's a very Ultramarine aesthetic,
Which is why when the first of these got released, the Mark IV stuff, they did have all of that stuff, but it was Ultramarines in the box.
Right.
It was Ultramarines and Word Bearers, I think, which are the two which lean most Roman.
I'm with you. So now, he's not stood on a tactical rock. He's instead got a bit of tactical scenery with him. So
he's got a tactical rock the size of a 32mm base.
If you don't like using the tactical rock, absolutely. He's got a bit of broken scenery and rubble that he's standing on. If you don't like using that stuff, unfortunately, your guy's going to be kind of left leg in the air. They do like doing that.
They do. The rock's so big, it's got rebar in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall we move on to the Centurion?
So that was the Praetor.
Yeah.
That looks like the kind of model that you like. It's just like a big fighty blob that just marches up the table and stomps things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maximum armor, please.
Maximum armor.
So we want the Centurion.
The Centurion was
a Centurion console, or is it just a Centurion?
He is a Mark II Centurion.
Okay. If my brain serves me correctly, Centurion is a top level title. It's like the genus, not the species. So you are a Centurion, and then you're something else as well. So you are so like a Centurion chaplain is a chaplain, but a Centurion is like your rank, and then chaplain is your job.
Right. Yes.
So you pay for a Centurion, and then previously at least, you paid extra points for him to be a Centurion something else.
Right, I see.
So a Centurion would cost 50 points, and then a Centurion who is also a chaplain would be 75 points.
You'd upgrade
a 25 point upgrade. Which allowed them to do something interesting, like some of them could be free because they did something extra, but it wasn't really much better.
Right. It's more of a sideways move.
This guy has very much
big mace.
I am a Centurion look to him. But he's got enough parts on him that I think that if you had multiple of this model, you could get away with him being multiple different things.
It's the posing, James. He is posed very much like he's partway through a squat at an angle, whilst holding that mace down.
It's difficult for you to have more than one of him, but what I mean is sort of like he's got the servo skull.
Yes.
So you're only a weapon swap away from, and a head swap maybe, from him being a Tech Marine equivalent.
Right.
And he's got a big mace, so you're probably only a left arm swap away from him being a chaplain. Like you could do lots of different things with this guy if you already owned an army.
His left arm is completely separate.
Yeah, both arms are completely separate.
Yes, I suppose so, but the right arm contains things which are kind of core to his being, though, right?
The right arm, sorry. The big mace.
The left
That's
arm.
just a combi weapon.
Yes.
Yeah, so both arms can be swapped.
But the cloak builds into it. If you switch that out, that might be more problematic.
The cloak builds into the shoulder pad.
Ah, yes.
You can leave the cloak off completely.
You can leave the cloak off completely. You're not going to leave a gap.
Yeah. It's a lovely model, and it's designed in what I think is an absolutely incredible way. They've left the shoulder pads off. They're not built in.
Yep.
They've left the cloak off. It's not built in.
Yeah.
The weapon is swappable at the hand.
Yeah. So looking at this central picture here, which maybe we should take a photograph of them for. I'm saying this and I won't remember when I come to make the video. But yeah, you could make this just as the body, because the posing is pretty unique. So if you didn't want these particular combination of weapons, you could switch out some of the other arms. But you definitely wouldn't want more than one Centurion pose like this.
So even
definitely looks the way he looks.
This is designed by somebody who has the customizability of this model in mind.
Yeah.
Which has not happened in previous box sets.
Yes.
So that's absolutely amazing.
So the body is posed, but the arms and the head are free enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're key.
And the cloak is completely separate clip-on. Like often when they've got cloaks, the cloak is an important part of the construction of the model, and you can't really have it without. That's not the case here.
Interestingly, it looks like a tough head swap because it's not got the usual ball joint for the head.
Oh.
But the head still have ball joints. So yeah, it's going to be a slightly tougher head swap. But other than that, this is a fully customizable bottom to top model. The backpack doesn't have the banner built into it, for example, so you can just leave that off.
Yes.
You don't have to put the servo skull on. Basically, you can build this guy as a torso in the exact same way as you can build a normal infantry model.
And then stick the arms and
then
legs
put
on.
whatever the hell you like on it.
I mean, the way he looks in the end, I think is quite iconic. So that's really good. I would definitely want one model that look like that. But like you say, you wouldn't want a second one. But there are things you could do.
But if I have a model that I use as a Centurion already, like a generic Centurion, if I don't want to pay for the extras. So if I were to buy this, I'd probably be thinking about converting it into something else. And I can do that without any difficulty, rather than the massive difficulty I would normally have.
We do back to the tactical rock. So again,
it's a rhino.
He's got a bit of rhino, is it?
It's the front track of a rhino, like the leading track.
He's got a bit of a rhino that he is standing on. So again, you're going to have like a hover leg if you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't like the new Games Workshop style of having things stood on tactical rocks and try and kit bash it, I just get with the program, bro, because it seems to be every leader. One of the ways they distinguish them is they're standing on something.
That's what a leader looks like.
A leader is standing atop something manfully.
Which I think is an improvement, because you don't have to have them pointing all the time anymore.
I like my leaders to point.
I also like my leaders to point. I'm fine with a pointing leader, but it means I can have something in both hands and still know it's a leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
True.
So we'll work our way through the elites then, shall we? Or the heavy support, I don't know which is which, but let's have a look at the Saturnine Terminators.
The Saturnine
Terminator.
Because we get to have one each.
3 duplicate sprues.
Yes. So each one of these sprues makes one Terminator. So the other two kits...
2 Terminators.
The Centurion was actually pretty straightforward. It built like a regular Marine. You put a leg, well, the legs were separate.
Yeah. Each double sprue makes 2 Terminators.
On here?
Yeah.
Each of these makes 2 Terminators. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It is 1 to a sprue. The double makes 2. Yeah.
Yes, you need bits from. Don't cut it in half and think you can make one. But you'd see that quite quickly.
There's some big old guns on here. There's guns that are as tall as a Space Marine, and that's just one arm. Yep, that is longer than that Space Marine's torso, that body and legs.
And that's this like twin melter looking arrangement.
It's probably heavy disintegrators.
Twin heavy disintegrator, or plasma bombard, or disruptor fist.
Oh, okay, so it's a power fist with a disruptor.
Particle shredder.
Yeah. Amazing. God, that's so many different guns. And there's twins of each one. I bet there's not 4 though.
4?
No. So if you wanted to build if you're building 2 models out of this, okay, you want a unit of 6 of them.
Yeah.
You want them all to have twin disintegrators.
Yes, they do.
That's 2 halves of the same gun.
Oh, they can't all have the twin.
Can't all have the twin. So if you're building 3 of them, they can have the same equipment. If you're building 6 of them, you need to have 2 different types of equipment on the same unit, which isn't unusual.
Because it's twin disintegrators, and although you've got 4 halves here, that's for 2 Marines. Yes, they could all have a disintegrator, but they couldn't all have 2. Oh, but
you can twin them. But if you look at the unit represented here, they've got everything, so that doesn't really help us that much. But each one of these sprues makes 1 guy with 2 of whatever weapon it is that you prefer.
And you wouldn't mix armament. You wouldn't have 1 twin heavy disintegrator and 1 plasma bomber.
It's rarely the best way to go in pretty much any game. You want a unit that does something really pretty specific.
I was kind of thinking for the points that you'll pay for these guys, you want them to be a bit flexible.
Yeah. Flexibility isn't what Horus Heresy is about. A unit does something.
Right. Right.
And I don't know what the profile for a disintegrator weapon looks like. I imagine it's not anti-tank.
Oh.
And a plasma also isn't really anti-tank.
Is that, well...
I don't know, though.
And I probably won't understand the stats. Ranged weapon. Saturnine cannon. So what are we looking for? AP?
Mega simplified version of this.
So
this is not what is actually going to happen in Horus Heresy at all.
No?
This is the version of this for inside this book and nothing else.
Okay.
This is not what these weapons look like.
Okay, then I'll stop looking.
Yeah. There's no special rules for any of them, and disintegrators are going to have deflagrate or something. There's going to be some special rule that they have.
I think some of them got assault weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for an asterisk they do.
Yeah, for an asterisk.
So I don't know what either of these weapons do. They both look, I would guess that the plasma is anti-heavy infantry / light vehicle, and the disintegrator is anti-infantry. I might just be wrong, but that would be my guess. The fact that massive blocks of infantry have them kind of tells me that they're probably an infantry thing.
Yeah, yeah. So they are quite involved kits. Certainly wouldn't deny looking. I mean, that's a lot of pieces to make 2 guys.
It really is, and not many get left behind.
No, because you do need to use both of the weapons. Because each model has got 2 weapons, even when they're twin ones, 1 in each hand. These guys don't have hands. These guys have guns. In each hand.
They can take a power fist, so that would be what would be left behind if you didn't take the guns. They can take.
Yes.
So that's.
And
cool.
would you not be at a severe disadvantage if you didn't take melee weapons? With a unit
depends on what your intention with this unit is.
Right.
I can see a version of this where you take a power fist and the disintegrator or the plasma cannon. Sorry, and that is now your anti-heavy infantry close support unit.
Right.
I suspect that the way that they're going to get used is whatever they're best at, they're going to just be jammed for that.
Yeah, right. You're right. Yes. If you've not played Horus Heresy, one of the things is that the units tend to come with the set, all have the same equipment, by which we mean squads of 20 Marines all have a plasma gun.
Yes.
It's quite different to modern Warhammer mixed weapons.
Yeah.
So and the whole game is a bit more top trumpsy in that respect. Yeah, yeah. So presumably yes.
Cool.
So
they're lovely.
Quite a bit more involved. This is like a 25, 30 piece infantry model. You know, we're not going to hide that from you. Do you get spare arms? No, you don't, unless I'm very much mistaken. So you really do have to commit to which weapons you're taking.
Yeah. That does look like the elbow joint might be magnetizable if you try hard enough.
Yeah, but you don't have spare arms.
No.
And you need to use all the weapons.
You might be able to use it. There's 2 fists, 2 plasma guns, and 2 disintegrators on this sprue.
Yes.
So there's 6 weapons when you only need 4.
Right. But there's only 4 arms.
Yeah, but if you were thinking, I might take double plasma, or I might take a plasma and a power fist, you might be able to get away with that if you try hard enough.
Right, yeah.
What's interesting is, to me, at the moment, it looks like every chest plate has an Aquila on it, or an Aquila, however you pronounce that.
Ooh.
So there's a couple of things about that. One, this is a period where that's not really a symbol that gets used very much, because you need to be given sort of the Emperor's mandate to use that symbol. So the Emperor's children use it because they were told, you know what, it's okay, you use that symbol.
Oh, right.
But it wasn't a standardized thing. I think because he didn't want religious iconography.
Right.
It's a symbol of the Emperor.
Yep.
Which is why the Emperor's children have lots of wings on everything, because it's the wings of the Aquila. So the fact that they're on every single one of these, if I were to build these for my Death Guard, I'd shave that off every single one of them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it.
You
Not
wouldn't
a thing
have
that
it.
would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which might be because I think that this was a Vulcan's personal project for the Emperor. I think that's right. So maybe the Emperor said, no, it's fine, they can all have that.
Right.
Because they're for me.
Right.
It's like saying the custodians
my
can't have
besties.
them. Yeah, they're for me. So I'm fine with it. Which does make me wonder whether or not, fluff-wise, traitors should have them or not. How early was this? I need to look into that. For my own sake, if nothing else. Should traitors actually have these at all? Or were they very late?
Should traitors even have access to them?
So, as a bit of a rule, except from a couple of legions, Mark 6 beaky armor shouldn't be used for heretics, pretty much at all.
Because it was issued after the heresy.
Because it was issued after the heresy, or it was issued at the point of the heresy, essentially.
Right.
So, word bearers who turned to chaos first had a tendency to get all the newest equipment all the time, and so did the Alpha Legion. So those two use Mark 6 quite regularly.
Right.
Because Alpha Legion always had the best gear, and the word bearers were very close to the centre.
Right.
So they both could use Mark 6 quite a lot, but word bearers tend to be a Mark 4 Legion. But you'll see a split in armies. So the heretics tend to be 3 to 5, and the not heretics tend to be 4 to 6.
Right.
Because of their closeness to the Emperor and the means of production, so to speak.
Right.
But each legion has generally like its iconic piece of armor. So World Eaters, for example, it tends to be Mark 5, and everyone else sort of doesn't use Mark 5 very much.
Right.
Because Mark 5 was a last-minute project. Like, everything's just been strapped together out of spare parts.
Right.
So the World Eaters used that because they had such a high production turnover that they needed an easily produced, easily repairable suit of armor.
Right.
So they tended towards that one. But the Death Guard never moved away from Mark 3. The Iron Warriors never moved away from Mark 3 because they don't care how fast they're moving or how good the armor is. This one's got the thickest plate.
Right. Right. Thickest plate, usually best if you've been shot at.
So, kind of where I'm going with that is Saturnine Dreadnoughts, totally an Iron Hands, Iron Warriors, Death Guard look and feel. But it depends on when they were produced during the war. So would Iron Warriors actually get these?
But in your games, you can do what you want.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, that's a bit of Warhammer lore. Just pushed in
Apologies.
there.
Yeah.
Just squeezed it in.
Right. We're moving on the Dreadnought.
The Deednor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was goddamn massive.
Now, this I'm less excited about.
Less excited?
Yeah.
Why are you less excited about it?
Because this has got more parts than the Redemptor Dreadnought, and I've built 3 of them.
Yeah, look at that. Oh, there's even an extra. I think this is a weapon sprue, actually. So, does this have weapons on it, though? No, this is strictly necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it looks like only one loadout as well for the one that comes in the box. I know that there are other weapons, and that they have been released separately on a pay-per-use sprue. But I wonder if that other sprue will come in the box, and that this is just an entry version. Like the easy build Redemptor versus the not so easy build Redemptor.
Yeah. So what to say on that is that the fact that this is using a weapon sprue, it's not an easy build Redemptor.
No, God no.
It's the same. This is the same Dreadnought you're going to get, just potentially with different. Because often you get. These are the kind of vehicles that people do consider magnetizing. This is a 100-piece kit.
Yeah, and a 100-pound kit probably.
and quite possibly.
No,
this is an expensive bit of gear.
Probably.
This
How much is a Redemptor?
Redemptor. I've bought one for years. It was 35. It's probably 50 now.
Yeah, okay. But it's bigger than a Redemptor.
This has got the kind of complexity of like an Adeptus Titanicus model or a Redemptor. It's more. There's more to this than a Redemptor Dreadnought.
Definitely.
If you've built one of those, it is an involved kit. it produces a beautiful looking model at the end of it with massive guns. Interestingly then, in this era, it's not some bones and a bit of jelly in a box. There's actually a driver.
Quite often.
With a helmet.
No, it's still a dead dude.
He's still dead.
It's still
nearly dead. As near as you can get dead without being dead.
A mostly dead dude.
Yeah.
That's cool. Sorry, we'll get to that in a minute. So it's still a thing now. Like there's venerable dreadnoughts that still have the head in it. Contemptor dreadnoughts always have the head in it. Like there's probably
if you still got a head,
there's
your
probably
head will stick
more
out.
dreadnought kits out there now that have a head than don't have a head.
Right.
And even some of the older ones did. So the Mortis dreadnought, which is the old dreadnought, that in the box, the venerable dreadnought box, which is still sold but only for like Grey Knights now.
Right.
That there's a head version in there for the carapace. And the Nurgle one that was Forge World, most of the Forge Worlds all had a head. So the one that doesn't have a head is now the weird one.
Yeah.
But it's
the
iconic,
plastic
iconic
helmet's got a head in it, but that's like something twisted by chaos. But that's just a helmet. That looks like there's literally a driver in there. But I guess it's just
it's still a dreadnought.
Still a dreadnought.
Still a dreadnought, yeah.
Okay. It's not
The sort of iconic flat front sarcophagus look is kind of the dreadnought in our head if we're of a certain age.
Yes.
But that's not been the thing for quite a long time. However, I imagine it's a massive head compared to a normal one.
Definite scale difference.
Yeah, it's a big head.
In complexity. The other models we've seen so far, I'd have zero issues around tackling. I mean, the dreadnoughts were not like 10-piece, but they were like 20-piece kits. This is 100, or getting in that direction. So with lots of pieces that look the same, you got to build. You got to put each of the toes onto the feet. You got to build the leg out of 25 parts of leg.
4 separate carapace options, though.
4 separate carapace options.
Sorry, the chest plate.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. So there's a Eye of Horus one, an Aquila one. I'm just going to pronounce it every way. I'll get it right eventually.
Yeah.
And then 2 more generic ones. One of which looks very knighty, which is very cool.
Yeah.
The kind of like sharp pointed front on it.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Very kind of,
I didn't know there were multiple options. I thought it was like when you got the Contemptor in the previous kit, it was basically an easy build Contemptor.
And interestingly then, going on from that, these are like the bits that flank it, and so these have got those lightning bolts on.
Very cool. How imperial you're feeling today.
Yeah.
So there's options for that as well.
There are. I got to say, I don't like kits like this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a model maker's kit, not a wargamer's kit.
As a model maker, I look forward to it.
I'm definitely not a model. Even though we're called modelling for advantage,
Yeah.
for me, of that kind of triumvirate of modelling, painting, and playing, it's the bit I enjoy the least.
Modelling.
The modelling, yeah.
Right, okay.
I'm not a huge fan of the painting,
No.
but I actually still prefer painting to building.
I get something out of building. I enjoy building.
You like the
I
kind of
enjoy converting, and I enjoy building.
Yeah.
This is clearly meant to be built one way, but the keying is so simple. It's just tiny little bits that you clip off that I'm imagining doing something else with this. Which is
I just want to remind you when you build those like Reaver Titans and how much you were unhappy with how that had gone.
Do you want me to tell you why? Instructions were bad.
Right, you think that's because the instructions were
bad? Quite a lot of it was quite fun.
Yeah.
But then, like, it was easy to put the legs on backwards because you couldn't see what was going on in the pictures.
Yeah. So with the Redemptor Dreadnought, that was definitely a problem. And this has got the same groin as the Redemptor. It's literally this.
You're a very capable groin spotter.
Mate, I've handled a lot of those Redemptor groins. About 50% of the Redemptors I've seen have got the legs on the wrong way around, and it means that the whole thing is looking like it's in a the Matrix. It's like dodging bullets, so kind of leaning backwards or swaggering. Nice. I suspect it's got the same articulation point, same system. No. I mean, when I looked at how it was constructed in here, it's like it's made the same way, and what that means is it's going to have the same potential problems. When you stand your Redemptor up when you're putting the legs on, if it looks like it might be falling over a little bit, you've got the legs on the wrong way around.
Pro tip:
I think the Redemptor instructions were wrong about which side of the leg you attached, because I've seen that particular so many times. Yeah, absolutely.
No, there's a few different ways that this can look, and I like that. There's a Chaosy way, a Generic-y way, and an Imperial way, and that's really nice that they managed to slam that into the sprue.
You have the option to have some of these really crappy budget little... Oh no, it's got wing-mounted belly guns.
It's got nipple cannons.
Is that where its nipples are? It's some shoulder pads. I mean, them nipples are going down, man. They're going to floor one.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a veteran.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of them have that. So like the larger dreadnoughts, I want to say all have that. So the Dralio's got it, and which is cool. And the modern one's starting to do it as well now. Redemptors have got it too. So it's kind of an Imperial design choice.
Right. Yes. I mean, it must be a beast. The size of it must be huge. We've not got it built.
No,
but that's the base for it.
I've seen size comparisons for it.
And I think the Redemptor base isn't that big. Maybe it is.
I think this might be a 90mm round, and the Redemptor's on an 80.
Maybe. It looks bigger than a Redemptor, but not by a lot.
Sorry, this is a 100mm round, and the other one's on a 90, so it's slightly bigger.
Right.
This is the size of the large Custodes Dreadnought. It's the same size.
Right.
Which is way bigger than a Dreadnought.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It's the new largest plastic Dreadnought, I think.
The weapons pods, the big... So it's got these ones mounted in what he claims is where nipples. I'd say waist guns. But these other two, if you see the articulation points, it plugs in, it looks like it clips in to another socket to allow for that articulation.
Yeah.
So you can definitely magnetize the actual mount, but if you're lucky,
you're not
it'll
lucky.
friction clip in. No.
Oh, okay, cool.
The way it grips it, it's a...
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know what you mean, yeah.
And there's two prongs coming down and a single one going up, and it may hold there in friction. If not, if you have to attach the whole upper mount, which is where it attaches to the arm...
You do, yeah, sadly.
Then you can swap weapons between dreadnoughts, but you can't...
Yeah.
You can't use all of the weapon options that you got.
The natural magnetization point for this, if I point it at the camera. Yeah, if I point it at the camera. The natural magnetization point you'd hope would be on the swivel that connects the shoulder pad to the actual weapon. That's on the sprue for building the dreadnought, not on the weapon sprue.
Yeah.
If they put it on the weapon sprue, which I'm sure they don't want to do,
then you could magnetize all the weapons.
You could magnetize all of them. So what's interesting is that a Warhammer community article about the Horus Heresy recently suggested magnetizing something.
Right.
So I don't know why. I mean, it's separate people, right? But Warhammer community were given the go-ahead upon reading that report by somebody in the higher-ups to mention magnetizing as a good option, but the models aren't designed for it.
No.
Interestingly, the Contemptor Achilles that I was building for my Custodes recently did have that option. There were magnet holes built into the model.
Wow.
Yeah, never seen that before in a Games Workshop model.
No.
So someone at some point has been thinking quite strongly about it.
Oh, I'm sure they've been thinking about it for a while, but they've decided against it. All right. Right. The Arachne quad accelerator platform, which looks a lot like an old Tarantula battery to me.
But massive.
But massive.
Tarantulas are tiny. Tarantulas are a lot that big.
Right.
And this is...
The old one was. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is, for me, a very interesting choice to put in a starter kit.
Yes.
If you're buying 3 of this to get the army that you want,
you've got 3 flat guns.
3 flat guns.
Yeah.
It's a very unusual choice. Maybe it's amazing, but I don't think something that looks quite clearly like it's supposed to be shooting down flyers in a box with no flyers. I don't know. Maybe it's great. Maybe it's one of those things that's way cheaper than it should be for what it does.
It's got a heck of a footprint, though.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the size of so the guns are, again, about 3 inches long.
Yep.
With the legs like...
You've got... This is the legs.
Oh, they're the legs, not the guns.
This is the guns.
They're the legs.
The guns are about the same length, though.
So the legs stick out of there. So the actual footprint of this is going to be it's going to be as wide as this sprue. It's going to be 7-8 inches across.
Something that they never would have done if this was Warhammer 40k. There's no base for it. It just sits on the floor.
It just sits on the floor.
Yeah. You never see anything released without a base anymore.
When you think about it, it's going to be this big.
Yeah. But if this was Warhammer 40k, in the box would have been a 160mm round base.
They did just release some ground weapons for 40k. Did they have bases? I can't remember.
I mean, even the every tank has them, which except from ones that were released ages ago.
Yeah.
Any new vehicle that is released comes on a base.
No.
Which one are you thinking
The
of?
new Imperial Guard, not Lehman Ross tank.
The Rogel Dawn.
Yeah, that's not on a base.
Okay, that's not on a base.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But you're right.
Pretty much all.
You're pretty much right.
Pretty
But the
much all
Rogel
of
Dawn didn't have a base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certainly models that have been released recently, which I thought, why the hell has that got a base? It
Yes.
really doesn't need one.
Yes, yes, because they can't decide whether they want to use bases as a measuring point when dealing with vehicles.
Yeah.
They keep changing their mind on this. The base on this would be enormous,
Yeah, it would be the great unclean ones, like 160 mil round or something.
or even bigger.
Yeah.
I'm just the span of those legs that are attached to here. It's going to 8-9 inches across. So you need to be able to put models in the intervening space,
Which you would put on the base, I suppose. But yeah.
Well, then
this
you've got a
this is
unit.
automated. I'm guessing it doesn't have crew, so
Oh, possibly.
because
Well, it doesn't come with a crew.
Yeah.
It doesn't come with a set of crew.
Yeah.
Is that a guy in there?
No, I think that's
That's just a nubbin, a module.
And greebly sensor.
Yes. So again, this is quite an involved kit. This is a like 50, 60 piece kit. However, the pieces are simple.
Yeah, this looks quite simple to put together.
There's a lot of pieces
I'm happy with
because
that.
it's got 4 guns and 4 legs,
Yeah.
and, and a whole central point, and it does pivot. It's got
There's
points
a lot
where
of adjustability on how high you want the weapons and things
yeah,
as well.
and also on the instructions, it's telling you not to glue.
Yeah.
So I think that there is the central thing should swivel.
That fits into that, and then it swivels.
Does it key? Does it grip it?
Be this bit? No, it's just a ring.
It's just a ring.
So, you can't make a tank that's got a turret or any kind of thing where you can't just do that. Come on.
Well,
Come on.
you'd hope so. You'd hope so.
No.
They do tell you not to glue it, so
cut the key,
that
yeah.
should work. Like you say, and it's an auto cannon by the looks of things.
Yeah,
It's got a magazine
accelerator
feeder.
autocannons. Those are a known weapon. They're an older weapon. So.
They're an older weapon. Like you say, it's an odd choice. Now, I think there's a reason for it.
The weapon?
Yeah.
Because they'll release multiple of these?
No, I don't know whether they will release multiple of these. Well, there's something definitely missing here compared to the previous sets and most starter sets.
What's that?
Of this size. There's no vehicle.
Oh.
There's a dreadnought.
There's normally a dreadnought. Yeah, there's a dreadnought.
There's a dreadnought, but there isn't a Rhino or a Land Raider or something like that.
Was there one of those in the second edition starter set?
Wasn't that where you got the new Land Raider type? Came in the
Spartan.
Came in the
A plastic Spartan was in that box set, but the first edition box set just had a dreadnought.
I don't remember the first one.
It was a bunch of Mark IV infantry. There was a single dreadnought. There was a single Contemptor dreadnought, and that was it.
But the previous one that was in this kind of Age of Darkness look, which is the kind of rebranding of Horus Heresy,
It had a Spartan.
it had a Spartan in it.
Yeah.
You know,
The plastic Spartan was a big selling point of that box for me.
absolutely.
Great tank.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and the Dreadnought is not a Land Raider.
No.
In terms of value.
Yeah.
So this is gap filling, I think. It's giving you something that's a substantial looking asset, but that you probably don't want. This is all of these bits of scenery, you know, like the Aegis defense line and the bastions and all those things that I've seen that people have. They just end up being tabletop scenery.
Yeah, when all of those things you just mentioned are released, they have rules. They just don't anymore, really.
Well, even when they do, they never make good sense in your army.
No, they don't.
To pay the points for them, they're always overcosted.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these are or aren't overcosted. I'm saying it's going to end up being a substantial bit of scenery, and to some extent, I think with a kit like that, I should probably build it broken because I'm of the belief that I'm never actually going to use it in game.
What I'm hoping we'll see is there are. This is a game where old dreadnoughts still exist. Obviously, they haven't been replaced by the newer ones. So this looks like the twin autocannon option that you can have on one of those old dreadnoughts, which are quite expensive and hard to get hold of sometimes.
Right.
So I'm imagining. Like the Aegis defense line had the quad autocannon.
Yes.
Yeah. A pretty standard way to make the autocannon dreadnought is just split that in half and magnetize it on the inside.
Oh, right, I see.
So, this looks like it'll be a really
this is
good.
quite a bit. That gun is as long
massive.
as one of those old dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
The twin one of them is going to fall over.
It'll look great.
It'll
look massive.
Right. We're nearly at the end, lads. Thanks for sticking in there.
Infantry.
The infantry.
40 of the bad boys. There's 4 sergeant sprues, 4 normal sprues, 2 disintegrator sprues. So
let's take a disintegrator sprue. Yep. Okay.
Disintegrator sprue has 10 models, 10 standard ones of it. It's you buy a box for 15 quid sprue that you get for all of the special weapons. So it's got a couple of heavy weapons, a couple of special weapons, a couple of combis, a couple of pistols, and then lots of the standard one for the support squads that you get. Because you're going to take a squad of 10 of these if you're taking them in a number. Yeah. Although I think this is a replacement gun for the standard infantry. It might be a veteran weapon, but it might not.
But I really don't know. Oh no, we do have bolters on the base.
So this box has 20 disintegrators in it. Yeah, Mark II veteran squad with disintegrators. Yeah. So you either get a standard squad or a veteran squad. A standard squad goes from 10 to 20 models. Veterans are normally just 10s.
Right.
So you can take the veterans who have these, or you can take the standard guys who don't have these. So you can take a tactical squad, which contains up to 20 guys who all just have a bolter, or you can take veteran squads with disintegrators.
Right. So, first glance, this before we get into this, the previous Age of Darkness box set, which came with that Land Raider that we discussed,
Mark III guys that were in it.
That sprue was incredibly disappointing. It was very, very limited in terms of its option. It was this kind of size from memory with a couple of beaky marines on it, or whatever it was. A couple of guys on there. Very few options. It had stupid things like split shoulder pads, which is just a horrific,
such a bad idea.
Horrific decision. Now this is not as, at first glance, this is massively better. Now, it still is massively better, but you know what it also is, James?
Duplicates. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 4 duplicates of the same sprue. But that's how things
No, 8 duplicates. There's 4 of these sprues, and these sprues are duplicated.
Correct.
I just checked that. Yeah. So that, you've got 8 of these.
Right.
So yeah.
And it doesn't twist at the waist or anything.
And what that means... Oh, they've got another back... Yeah, 3, okay. 4. I was just seeing the 4 in the row backpacks.
5. 5 backs, 5 fronts, 5 backpacks. Okay. No, there's definitely 5 guys on each of these, so that's 10.
There's 5 guys on each of these. We've not been missed up, which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not like a new intercessor sprue or whatever, where this quantity would be 5 guys. This is 10 guys. But it is a bigger scale game.
Yeah. You don't care. When I modelled my Mark IV Marines from the original box set, I made them all look the same.
Right.
They're just dudes. Who cares?
Right.
Who really cares? The only customization that you're going to get is, if you want veterans, you need one of the sprues with all the special weapons.
Yes.
And then the sergeant looks different.
Yes. And one of the reasons why I was reminiscent of it was this is the same sergeant sprue as we had last time.
Right.
Which is a shame because it's the wrong armour type, right?
It is the wrong armour type. This looks like Mark VI to me.
And you're looking at helmets and things.
6. No, there's actually no helmets on here which are specifically Mark VI. There's no pointy beaky helmets, but it's recognising the Power Fist. The Power Fist for every armour mark looks different, and I recognise the Power Fist. This is a Mark V or 6 Power Fist, which doesn't mean it won't fit in with this armour, but a Mark II Power Fist has like layered armour on it.
Right.
And it has quite a specific look to it, and that isn't available here. I imagine it's available somewhere else, though. If you want to buy another sprue from Games Workshop, I reckon you can probably find like a Mark II upgrade sprue.
Right.
Or a resin kit or something where you can get that absolutely right. But for the sake of this, it's fine. Like a Mark II power sword would be a Gladius.
Right. It does look quite different.
It doesn't have the broad quillons like the later armour marks do.
Yeah.
So, like a Mark IV and earlier tends towards the Gladius shape. Mark VI onwards tends to look a lot more like this, the Mark 70 type one.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I suppose that's a reflection of the difference. Like 30 Space Marines is a lot in 40k. 30 Space Marines is nothing in Horus Heresy.
This is 2 squads.
It's
because it's 40 guys.
40 guys, yeah. And they come in 20s.
You can take them in 10s or 20s. You take them in 20s. Unless you take them in a Rhino.
Right. Or you're taking veterans because you want these disintegrators.
Yeah. Veterans, yeah. Veterans cost more points and frankly aren't as good as far as the old rules were concerned. You'd rather take a block of 20 dudes. Because 10 veterans cost a fixed amount, Once you get past 10 models for this, each model is cheaper from that point onwards.
Right.
So, for example, it would be 100 points for 10 or 150 points for 20.
Right.
So you start getting economies of scale.
Right. Right.
From that point onwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Sergeant's Brew is decent. It's nice to come separate. Like you say, you got a power fist, you got a power sword, you got a lightning claw on there, you got a lovely little kind of Vox and servo skull. Couple of different heads.
Yeah.
So are they both bald? Both, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're both bald, yeah, for sure. One like, bearded.
Traditional sergeants, original RTB-01, every sergeant is bald, right?
Of course. Yeah. Oh, and wasn't there one that had like a really...
And you got bionic eye as well. Yeah. Bald guy with bionic eye equals sergeant. That's what Warhammer is.
Nice.
You definitely can do that in here.
Yeah.
You don't have an awful lot of pistol holsters on there. Which
everyone should have
presumably is because that's not on this sprue.
Yeah.
You can put your holster where you want. You got some grenades, you got some knives.
They're bayonets.
Sorry, sheathed bayonets, yeah.
Which is interesting, again, because it should be a chain bayonet at this point, which it is.
Which you have on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's from the previous...
generic sprue.
Yes, from the previous one.
Yeah.
Whereas these... Now, my memory of the old beakies is using these, this would just twist off.
Right.
Because it sticks out the end of the chain bayonet. It sticks out the end.
Yeah.
And as you transport it, that's the bit that catches on something. And as soon as it's moved a little bit, it's just going to pop off.
They don't all have a chainsword, so I wonder if that's something with a new edition. Previous edition, you took a chainsword as an upgrade for the unit, and you pretty much always did.
Yeah.
So, but the Mark III and the Mark IV plastics both had like a chainsword that you...
They had a bump slung one, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So those ones were much more modular kits, weren't they?
Yes.
They're
also
much,
half an inch shorter.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. If we ever play Horus Heresy, which is highly doubtful on the channel, then I would be using the older models, which are tiny in comparison because I already have them.
Because you've already got them.
Yeah.
Oh, your Death Guard.
Yeah, my Death Guard.
In that which you painted in the Horus Heresy colours. Then there was the decal sheet. Is the last thing to talk about, I think, unless you want to talk extensively about the scatter dice.
Oh, I'd love to. It's the only 16mm dice in the box. I've got something to say. This is a Salamanders and Iron Warriors specific transfer sheet.
Okay.
So, is that what's painted on the box?
There was a lot of green stuff, but I don't know what the Heresy colours are.
Grabbing the wrong one. It's neither of those are different colours. They're the same. That is some Iron Warriors and some Salamanders.
There you go.
There you go. That's why they've given you that one, because it
they're giving you a
what's on the
decal
box.
for it.
Yeah.
Heresy, Iron Warriors, and Salamanders.
The Salamanders.
Oh, it actually says Salamanders and Iron Warriors decal
cool.
sheet. Yeah,
I didn't actually read it. That does make sense for both the armor mark and the fluff behind the Saturnine, because on the box, all the Saturnine are with the Salamanders, and it was Vulcan who made them, so it makes sense that they would use quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
And the other side is lots of infantry, which is very Iron Hands, and Iron Warriors. Iron Warriors and Salamanders were both Mark II, Mark III heavy forces. They stuck with it. So Iron Warriors still after this day.
And there are enough. There's a mountain of little decals at the bottom for like shoulder pads and other knee pad decorations and so forth.
The nocturne symbols here as well for the Salamanders, so that you don't need to paint on all these different glyphs for all the different things.
Yeah, this is a really involved decal sheet.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very good.
Tiny, tiny, tiny things.
So on balance, James, what do you think? I think it's better. This sprue is better than the equivalent there. They're obviously. I also hadn't noticed, and I don't think they've done it with their other new ones. They're actually putting the Warhammer logo on the sprue.
I've seen it a few times now.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. More with stuff where you don't have as much on the sprue.
So I think the infantry was better.
Yeah.
Than the last lot. The dreadnought, but it's not a starter kit, I'll grant you. But that dreadnought is a hellish kit to build. That's a weekend with some frustration involved.
I think it's a huge shame that the Mark III from the previous kit was bad.
Yeah,
because Mark III is
iconic.
It's the one.
Yeah.
Like you either choose between Mark III and 4. I think they've moved over to 6 a lot more now. but that's because we're so late in the heresy as far as the books are concerned, and as far as the fluff of the game continuing is concerned.
Yeah.
So they moved over to the Mark 6 a bit more, but Mark 3 is, you can use that for anybody, and for some forces that's the one.
Right.
Maybe it's the Death Guard player talking to me, but it's a shame that wasn't very good. But Mark 2 is not iconic for really anybody. And
Right, it was old when the heresy began.
Yeah, it was what everyone was using when the heresy started, and they moved away real fast.
Right.
Which is why they've not released this for all that time. I've got a pile of Mark II resin in a box because I thought they were never going to release it.
Yeah.
I might want it one day.
And I think what we've not really talked about is like it's easy for people to say that's really cool, they should make that, but it doesn't mean they actually want it. I mean, those Dreadnought and Terminator
Saturnine
shoulder pads, it's very distinctive.
Yeah.
It's quite derpy looking.
It is. So it's Warhammer.
So it's Warhammer. Yeah, but Warhammer's derpy but cool.
What we've been...
It doesn't look practical. It's like, what do those massive shoulder pads do? What's in there?
There are enough people who like Saturnine enough that it's become something that is regularly 3D printed.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, there are definitely... I think Games Workshop would struggle to pin down the IP on it because it looks so different than a normal Terminator that they can say, like, oh, it's just something else. So I suspect that part of the decision to make this was, A, the popularity. They could see that people wanted it and that they were doing it themselves.
Right.
Part B, they saw that people were doing it themselves, and that is not in their interest.
And that's not in their interest. We want to make some money.
Yeah. No.
I'm happier with this one than the previous one, as I say. For me, for a starter set, that Dreadnought is too complicated a kit.
Yep.
It's probably less complicated than the Land Raider was, I imagine. I don't remember, but I'm assuming it was awful, like a lot of their newer vehicle kits. They've just got... And I do wish that they were able to... You remember when 8th came out, they marked some... There was packages that were marked out as Easy Build, like the Easy Build Redemptor and the little Blight Hauler. And there were even some infantry models. They were branded as Easy Build. It's not the Easy Build that I care about. It's the really challenging builds that you're not expecting, that you buy. If you go out and buy a Redemptor Dreadnought and you've not had one, you don't know what... You've never made a kit as difficult as that in your life, probably. No,
definitely not.
And you're going to... And we get that with the Saturnine one here. Which to put in a starter set, but as I say, it's not a rookie's game. It's a launch box.
It's a launch box for something that has this thick a rule book.
Yes, absolutely. And in that respect,
this is maybe a third of what you need to even play.
Yeah, you're going to need various
at least
books
2 more boxes.
Yeah. So in that respect, I think it does the job, and it lets you know that some of the models you're going to find in this range are incredibly difficult, like that Dreadnought that you just had. Yeah. But the Contemptor Dreadnought was very simple that they put in one of their earlier
It wasn't easy to build Contemptor. Yeah. There were 2 kits, and one of them was not that.
Oh, yeah. And this, as well, is good because it means that the weapons are common. The fact that they included this Sergeant sprue and that this is the kind of sprue. So the existing plasma guns, etc., that they already make, it means that there's a degree of standardization.
That's been a design choice from the beginning to the end. So the Mark III ones that you had on that crap sprue, they also would have been able to take these weapons. So in the Mark IV, they haven't redone Mark IV yet. The Mark VI ones, they definitely would have been able to do it.
The ones that have been redone in this iteration.
And it's good that this isn't a resin kit anymore. I'll put that out there. Because it would have been resin until about 10 years ago.
So are you more or less excited about it?
More.
You want to play?
I'm never using these models. I'm going to build them and I'm probably going to paint them one day.
You're going to build them and you're never going to paint them. And the ruler?
That'll get some use.
That'll get some use. All right, guys. Those were our thoughts. I hope it was useful for you. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. If you're still here and you're looking for ways to support the channel, there's obviously a lot of ways down in the description, but a key way is to use our affiliate links to Whaling Games and others. You buy your models from them, it doesn't cost you a penny more, and we earn a little bit of commission. Thank you. Not only is it a measuring stick, but it's got a plug. Look,
for the other one to plug into.
So it's too...
Nothing happened. Ooh! You got your blooper for the end of the video.
Yeah, I have, definitely.
Okay. No one can see the pile of Saxons just off screen.
Just fell off. All the Victrix models. Is there anything else in danger of doing that? So
look at that.